For almost 5 years, Chidera continued to sleep with other girls without her parents' knowledge. It even reached a point where Chidera began sleeping with her female cousins and even younger girls who were left in her care. One day, while Chidera's father was celebrating his 50th birthday, something unexpected happened. Because Chidera's father, Uchenna, was the oldest child of his parents, his siblings, nephews and nieces all gathered at Uchenna's house to celebrate his birthday. On that morning, while Chidera and her female cousins, who were a few years younger than Chidera, were cleaning the house for the other guests to arrive, Chidera's mother, Mary, noticed an unusual relationship between Chidera and one of her younger cousins. It happened that Mary saw Chidera and her cousin coming out of the room at the same time, and there was something wrong with the way they smiled and looked at each other. In addition to that, Mary noticed that some of Chidera's female cousins would playfully touch Chidera's breasts and even touch her buttocks. At first, Mary thought they were just playing, but when it happened more than once, she suspected that something was wrong.
Chidera, why are you playing with your cousins like that?
Mary asked Chidera after calling her to a corner.
Oh, Mommy, it's nothing. We were just playing. They didn't mean any harm. Sometimes I play like that with them,
Chidera said casually.
I do not like that sort of play. You better stop it.
Okay, ma'am, I will.
After that day had passed, Mary carried on with life and forgot about Chidera and her cousins. In fact, she didn't think much about it after Chidera told her they were just playing. A few weeks after that incident, Chidera returned from school for a midterm break, and while she was resting at home, one of her classmates visited. That afternoon, Mary was at home cooking when Chidera walked into the house with her classmate.
Good afternoon, ma.
Chidera's classmate Percy greeted.
Oh, good afternoon, my dear. How are you?
I'm fine, ma. Thank you. And you? Mommy, this is my friend I told you about. I went to get her from the junction.
Oh yes, you did. She looks like a good girl.
Yes, she is.
Ma, can we help you in the kitchen?
No, my dear, you don't have to. You are a guest and should be treated as such. Go and stay with your friend. I will serve you when the food is ready.
Thank you, ma.
Hey, Chi-girl, make sure you serve your friend something cold. I'm sure she must have come from a far distance to visit you.
Okay, Mommy,
Chidera said, leading Percy to the living room. When Chidera and Percy left the kitchen where Percy had gone to greet Mary, Mary couldn't shake off the feeling that something wasn't right. Even though she could not place her fingers on it, she still had a strong instinct that something was off. After Percy and Chidera left the kitchen, Mary expected that they would be talking in the living room since it was just Percy's first time visiting. But when she went to the living room to give Chidera and Percy a plate of fried meat, she realized they weren't there.
Why is this girl so stubborn? I have told her several times that if she brings a guest home, that guest should be entertained in the living room and not taken to her bedroom, especially if it's the first time of visiting. If she continues like this, she might have boundary issues,
Mary added as she marched angrily towards Chidera's room with a plate of fried meat in hand. As she got closer to Chidera's room, she began to hear soft sexual moans, and for a moment, her heart dropped in her stomach.
Wait, are these children watching pornography under my roof?
Mary soliloquized as she tiptoed to the room door and carefully placed her ear on the door.
Harder, baby! Harder! I'm almost there!
Chidera said while moaning, and the minute Mary recognized Chidera's voice, she froze. Without wasting time, she pushed Chidera's door open, and what she saw caused the plate of fried meat to fall out of her hands. Right before her, Mary saw Percy completely naked, and she was on top of Chidera, who was also naked.
Hey! Jesus Christ!
Mary yelled in shock when she finally understood what she was looking at.
Didn't you lock the door? I thought you said your mom wouldn't be done cooking anytime soon.
Percy yelled in shock as she scurried around the room to pick up her clothes before running out.
Chidera!
Please, tell me. I am dreaming. Eh?
I can explain, Ma. It's not what you think it is.
Oh my God. I can't believe this. You are a lesbian? Under my roof? What will I tell your father?
Mommy, please. I can explain.
Chidera said as she tried to cover herself with her bedsheet.
Explain what? That you are sleeping with another girl? Don't you know that's the worst thing you can do to yourself? Eh? How long has this been going on?
She added, but Chidera remained quiet.
My friend, will you answer me? How long have you been involved in this unholy act?
Since JSS.
If I come close to you, this house will not contain the two of us.
Since JSS 1.
Hey? JSS 1?
Wait, I don't understand. How did it happen? Were you raped? Why didn't you mention something like this to me or your father?
Mary asked, walking closer to Chidera. But instead of answering, Chidera kept crying.
Talk to me!
But almost a minute later, she burst into tears.
It has been happening since JSS 1. I couldn't tell you because they warned me not to tell anyone. So, do you mean to tell me that you have been sleeping with girls for the past 5 years?
Mary asked in a hushed tone, and Chidera nodded. Immediately Chidera nodded. Mary collapsed softly on Chidera's bed and sat there for a while without saying a word.
Mommy, I'm sorry. I should have told you.
By this time, Chidera's eyes had turned red from crying. About 5 minutes after Mary sat on the bed, staring at the wall, tears rolling down her cheeks and not saying a word, she finally broke the silence.
What about your cousins? Have you been sleeping with them too?
Mary asked in a feeble, teary voice, and Chidera nodded.
Oh my God. Chidera, you have finished me. How do I handle this situation? How do I tell your father that the girl we sent to a female boarding school to protect her ended up being a lesbian? Mommy, please don't tell Daddy. I promise I will not do it again. I will change.
Chidera said as she went down on her knees to beg her mother.
Change? You brought your lesbian partner or one of your partners to my house, and you say you will change? Do you know how much damage you have done to yourself and others? Your father must hear about this.
Mommy, please don't tell Daddy, please. Please don't tell him. He will be disappointed.
You knew he would be disappointed, and you continued with this horrible act? You should have thought of that. In fact, not only will your father hear, but your uncles and aunties too.
Please, Mommy, don't do this.
Oh, I will. It's the only way we can get you out of such a demonic tie. Or didn't you know what you were doing was fully demonic? Eh? Have you forgotten what God did to the city of Sodom and Gomorrah in the Bible?
I've tried to stop, Mommy, but I can't. The more I try to fight it, the more attracted I am to women.
Oh, I really want to be mad at you right now and beat the living daylight out of you. But I can't. As much as I'm disappointed and heartbroken, you need help. And as your family, we will get you help because what you have in you is not the nature of God.
Becoming or being a lesbian means something has been altered in you, and you wouldn't have become one if you weren't introduced to it. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Is there something else you need to tell me?
Mary asked, and Chidera nodded.
What's that? I also touch myself, and I cannot stop. Every day before I sleep, I watch lesbian porn and must touch myself. That's masturbation?
Mary asked, and Chidera nodded.
An addict at such a young age? Oh my God. What do I do? This is tough. Daddy and Eze are back. I can hear Daddy honking. Wear your clothes and come down to the living room. I will talk to your father.
A few minutes after Uchenna and Eze entered the living room, Chidera went to the living room, and from her appearance, it was apparent she had been crying.
Chidera, what's wrong?
Eze, please excuse your father and I. I want to tell him something, Mary said, and Eze, Chidera's twin brother, left the living room. As soon as Eze left, Mary took a deep breath and broke the news to Uchenna.
I don't understand. What do you mean our daughter is a lesbian?
She is here. You can ask her yourself, Mary said, pointing to Chidera.
Chigel, what is your mother saying? Is it true?
Immediately Uchenna said that. Chidera fell on the floor and began crying.
I'm so sorry, Daddy. I have failed you and Mommy. Please find a place in your hearts to forgive me.
So, it is true? Is it really true?
He added, and Chidera nodded.
How did this happen? How did you get into this?
It was in JSS 1. My school mother introduced me to it.
Your school mother?
Mary asked in shock.
So, you have been sleeping with girls since your JSS 1? Oh my God. I cannot believe this is real.
I'm sorry, Daddy. I'm sorry.
What do we do now? Who do we talk to? How can we help her?
We will need to handle this both physically and spiritually. She will need to talk to a therapist, and we will involve the priest so he can pray for her and separate her from all her soul ties.
Do you think that will work? Can we still help her?
Of course we can. I believe that we can help her. There is nothing impossible for God to do, and with our support, she will pull through.
Okay, we will go to the priest today, and I will find a therapist tomorrow. Chidera, go into your room, refreshen up and change your clothes. We will be going to the cathedral now.
About 15 minutes after Chidera went to freshen up, she left the house with her parents to see the priest. Luckily, upon meeting the priest, he understood the situation and was very kind to Chidera. The priest even opened up about how he had handled the same cases from the church's school in the past. That same day, he prayed for Chidera and instructed her to fast for 3 days and nights. After Chidera visited the priest, her parents also signed her up with a therapist whom she visited every week. To avoid the same situation from happening again, Mary and Uchenna had to change Chidera's school. They enrolled her in a nearby day school where they could watch her closely and help her overcome any temptation. With the love, support and help of her parents, therapist and priest, Chidera was able to break free of it. She also stopped seeing all of her old friends and sexual partners she had in the past. Thankfully, as she grew older, her attraction towards men returned, and she led a happy life where she finally got married to the love of her life. The end. Did you enjoy this story? Tell us your favorite parts in the comment section below. Please like, share and subscribe to our channel. Also, do not forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Thank you. This honeymoon to the fullest and have so much